Hello everybody, this is Chris14 aka Cleffernotes bringing you another Clef Tech episode. In this episode we're going to be speaking about the Nintendo 2DS and my overall opinions on the device. So let's start. First things first, what you're going to be noticing is the lack of clamshell hinge and also the lack of a 3D screen. Now the reason why Nintendo went this route probably because of the complaints that the 3D screen was causing headaches to some children, and a lot of people can't view 3D anyway as well. And also because the price point as well was considered a bit too high for some consumers. Now, I personally didn't think it was that high, but you know what people are like. So anyway, the first of all, overall opinions on the device. As you can see, it fits wonderfully in the hand. It doesn't look comfortable, but trust me, guys, it is very, very comfortable. It's more comfortable than the previous Nintendo 3DS and 3DS XL. So overall opinions of the actual hardware itself, it is very high quality considering the low price point. As you can see, the screens are beautifully lit, evenly lit as well. I've got no complaints about the screens considering they're in 2D as well. I say screens, there is one screen underneath the device, which is interesting enough fact for you for those of you who didn't know. Now, as you can see, the colours are popping out of the screen. I'll show you this one as well. This is a game that I'm really, really looking forward to, Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. And I'll show you the audio quality as well. Now, as you can see, the overall colours and sound fantastic and look fantastic as well. Considering this is a mono speaker output, the sound is very, very crystal clear and it's very, very loud as well compared to the original 3DS and 3DS XL. Especially compared to the 3DS XL, which I also had complaints about because the audio was a little bit too quiet. But that's just my own personal opinion. The sound's fantastic on this. It blares out. It's very, very loud. It's crisp, like I said before. Now, the overall software is exactly the same as on the 3DS. As you can see, you still have the old Nintendo Letterbox or Swapnote in America, Nintendo Video, and you've also got the inclusion of the Face Raiders games and the AR games as well. Also, you have the option of the eShop as well, and this is all there as well. Now let's take a look around the actual device. As you can see, you have the stylus port, which I don't have at the moment because it's placed across my room. You have the SD card slot, and you also get a 4GB SD card included, which is fantastic from Nintendo considering the low price point. So that allows you to download a few games as well from the eShop. As you can see on the top here, you have the charging port and you have the standard game slot as well, and the LNR buttons which click, but they kind of have some give between them as well. On the other side, you have the volume control, and on the back, you just have the standard back on there. And you have the dual camera input as well, which you can take 3D photos, but you can't view them on the 2DS. Now, the reason why people don't understand this, and I'm going to explain now, the reason why Nintendo included the two cameras is mainly because of compatibility issues. If they had one single camera, it would have caused havoc on the software that needed two cameras. So, mainly it's due to compatibility issues and to stop them from happening. Now, my overall opinion on the device, I think it's a beautiful handheld, I really do. The controls feel really, really responsive, and also fans of the DS Lite will love this handheld as well because the buttons are now mushy, and I love these buttons as well. They're very, very comfortable. Now, overall cons of the device, yes, there are a few cons. It's not a stereo output in terms of sound. A lot of times, as you can see now, when I go into some kind of hardware, you still have some incompatibilities where it says Nintendo 3DS as well. But they're only minor issues. Now, for those of you wondering the lack of clamshell hinge, how do you put it to sleep? Well, the option is right here. As you can see, it's the sleep switch, which switches it off. Load of which in there. But yeah, that is the sleep switch. So it's basically the equivalent of closing the 3DS. Or 2DS now. So yeah, everything's exactly the same as what you'd expect it to be. Build quality as well is fantastic considering it's a cheaper option. The materials used feel exactly the same as the old Game Boy ones, which is what I love as well. So yeah, it's fantastic along the board. Now, do I recommend this device? Absolutely. For those of you who are basically wanting to get into the 3DS family, but want to, kind of save a bit of money, or who are not interested in the 3D, why pay for a feature that you're not going to use when you can get a great handheld such as the 2DS? Now, it's not a perfect device, but it is fantastic for the price point. I'll link the descriptions below how much the price points are at the moment, but in UK at the moment, retailers have reduced the price from £110 recommended retail price to £99. Now that is a fantastic deal, especially for a handheld with such a stellar game library. Yes, I do overall recommend this device. For those of you who want a cheaper 2DS or a cheaper 3DS experience, you're not going to be missing out a lot apart from the 3D screen. In all honesty, the screens are more than adequate enough to provide a stunning gaming experience, and also the comfort as well of the device. Another reason why I think it's a fantastic option. Now, people are saying that the actual size of the device is not portable enough, but personally, I think it's more than perfect. You get an included, well, you can buy a separate case from Nintendo to basically carry around. And this is much, much smaller than the 3DS XL when it's open. So, portability side, this is not really an issue. Also, the weight of the device is very, very nice. It was nice and sturdy as well. So yeah, it's beautiful. So I personally recommend the 2DS, mainly because of the price and because of the stellar game library. For those children who want the device, personally, I think they should have this instead of the 3DS, because you're not going to be worrying about the hinges breaking. And also, I just have this kind of negativity towards hinge devices since the DS Lite. How they had a hinge crack issue where the hinges cracked and they're loosened over time. You're not going to get that with this. But bear in mind, I do recommend having a screen protector on both the top screen and the bottom screen as well, because they're going to be constantly opening the elements. So, my overall opinion is this is a fantastic device. It's wonderful. It is so well designed, and it's classic Nintendo. Now, I personally recommend this, and I recommend that you get your hands on Pokemon X and Y as well, which I will be with this as well. So, any more questions, please feel free to comment in the sections below. I'm sorry if this is a very, very basic review, but it's just a quick review just to basically show how much of a beautiful handheld this really is. Now, for those of you who have a negative opinion on the device, please try it out before you say anything about it, because at first I was kind of negative, and then I played it with my good friend Dazabound at Eurogamer, and Sam as well from Eurogamer, and we all had a positive review on it as well after we played it. I'll link the video in the description below of us playing the Pokemon. It looks stellar on the 2DS as well. So thank you guys for watching, and if you have any more questions, please comment in the section below, and I shall see you in the next episode.